They're revved up in Philadelphia tonight. It's Game 7. The Flyers and the Buffalo Sabres in the Eastern Conference quarterfinals.
And the goaltenders tonight for the Philadelphia Flyers is number 33, Brian Boucher, who gets to start. 5 games played in these playoffs with a record of 3-1-0 and a 2.13 goals against average. For the Buffalo Sabres, it's number 30, Ryan Miller. 6 games played in the playoffs with a record of 3-0 and a 2.61 goals against average. The referee center, Dan O'Rourke and Stephen Walkham. The linesmen are Brad Lazarowicz and Brian Murphy.
Take a deep breath, enjoy it, because Game 7 means this, no matter what happens, will be a night we'll always remember. There aren't many of these. This is what these guys live for. And Bundy, these usually bring out the most heroic moments.
They sure do, Tim. There's a lot of Game 7 heroes in past playoff runs by many teams in the NHL. They are great moments. I had a chance to play in 2 of them in my career. One of them we beat Toronto, I think 6-0 one game. The other one was a more memorable one, losing to the Devils in the conference finals, I believe 2-1 with about a minute and a half to go. But both tremendous experiences. These guys will both savor in it as well.
Mike Richards to take the opening faceoff for the Flyers against Derek Roy. He wins that, back in the lineup for the first time in over 50 games. And the Sabres drive it deep into the Philadelphia zone. Flyers wing it around to the left side. And Carcillo just took a stick up in the face and no penalty. Referee didn't even see it. Andrej Sekera took a hit, plays it up the left side, and here comes Buffalo out. Vanek through the middle at center ice. Vanek bump as the puck is pushed into the right corner, and Buffalo will peel off to change. Timo Timonen skates out of his own zone. Right up the middle, Timonen gains the red line, dumped it in, and Philadelphia will make a change. Dumped in after the corner. Van Riemsdyk tried to turn it to Zhirdev, and look out, Rob Niedermayer hits the other way for Buffalo. He was poke-checked at the line. That play is onside, though. Coming back to his own zone, Van Riemsdyk had it and then lost it as Ennis swept it away from him. And Buffalo starts again from inside their own blue line. Cross-ice pass is picked off. Here's Chris Pronger. He's got a man going to the net. Took the shot, save, rebound. And Giroux is tripped up over Ryan Miller as Giroux is going hard to the net. Buffalo quickly the other way. On the left wing, Ennis dumped it in deep past Matt Carle. Pronger wings it around. Chris Pronger getting even strength time tonight.
I think that's a quick early message here, Tim. Get him out there, show Buffalo, you know what, I'm ready to go, even strength. Even if he does not play a full regular shift, at least he's out here early in the game.
And the question of can he shoot the puck? Well, that first shot indicates he can.
Yep.
Lifted from center, deep into the Buffalo zone. In the left wing corner, Hartnell tried to get there, but Buffalo controls. This is icing called against the Flyers.
Yeah, it's completely different than we saw Pronger just 48 hours ago, just taking power play, played 4 minutes and 33 seconds in that hockey game, and here he is tonight with already one regular strength, even strength shift rather.
Bundy, it takes a veteran to know how to calm your nerves, doesn't it? Calm yourself, because the team that does that the best is going to be better off to start this game.
Especially early. You can overhype yourself too early in these games.
Here's Gaustad. He took it away from a Flyer after the Flyers had won the draw, and now getting it back. Here's Danny Briere dancing to center. Left wing pass, Hartnell wrapped it into the right wing corner. Briere gives chase. Sekera spins away from Ville Leno, then runs into Briere. And Buffalo outlets quickly. In transition, here come the Sabres. Nathan Gerbe with a shot up high. Boucher knocked it high into the air. It falls in behind the net. And they're going to say it hit the netting over the glass and went out of play. And now we get a little pushing and shoving behind the goal. Familiarity breeds contempt, and these two teams just downright hate each other.
They don't like each other. They've played each other several times in the playoffs. I played against them 4 times in playoff series over the year. And the Buffalo Sabres have always had pretty competitive hockey teams. Their coaching staff does a great job. And they've always had good goalies too, Tim. They've had Dominic Hasek, and then followed quickly by Ryan Miller. Even Steve Shields played a little bit when he was a few years back, was pretty good for a couple of years.
Brad Boy's in to take the faceoff. Flyers have their 3rd line out, actually their 4th line out. Blair Betts won that. And Timonen angles it up the left side. Unable to get that to Carcillo. They drop it back into the corner. Timonen took a hit. Can't clear the zone. Now he'll stuff it in behind his own net. Earl Powell got to it in the far corner. He was checked. Boys threw it out in front. Backhand right across the goal mouth along the ice. And Cody McCormack unable to hit the net with it. And the Flyers clear down. Powell races back into the Buffalo zone. The Sabres wing it around behind their own net. McCormack chipped it out at center. Carcillo will get there for Philadelphia. Both teams in shot on goal early on. Cross-ice pass. Carcillo trying to get it to Timonen, and it went off the Buffalo stick, but the Flyers get it ahead. Now into the middle at center ice. Blair Betts gets the blue line, took the shot. Glove saved by Ryan Miller. As Carcillo skates in front, he draws the attention of everybody in Buffalo white. as Miller has a few words for him.
Well, you see the fourth line out there with Betts, Powell, and Carcillo. The Flyers don't have a real true fourth line tonight because of the addition of Pronger, so they're going with 7 defensemen. But usually in these games, Tim, you just saw the other fourth line out with Greer and McCormick. These fourth lines, these guys seem to always have a play in a Game 7 like this. One of those guys always seems to be a hero.
Flyers won the draw. They've got Richards and Briere out there together with Chris Versteeg. Versteeg tackled at the side of the net, and over him is Marc-Andre Graniani. We got a penalty coming up to Buffalo on the delayed call. Carl's got it at the right point. Boucher to the bench for an extra attacker. A centering pass. Versteeg without the helmet. Turned away from the corner, and now they're going to call another penalty on Briere.
Oh, jeez.
What did Danny do here?
Something at the far side of the net. My guess is he tried to get one of the Buffalo players out of the way, so maybe interference or roughing. Let's see
number
here.
17 for Buffalo, number 48 for Philadelphia. Minor penalties, roughing.
There you go.
So Briere gets his roughing penalty well after the initial penalty was going to come.
Well, Graniani never got off Versteeg. He just kept pushing him, and finally he just took his helmet off his head. Actually, it fell off.
Now, when Briere was going to the penalty box, he kept dabbing at his mouth like he might have taken a high stick. And I think that was the argument that Danny was trying to make. 2:57, the time of the penalties, and so no power play. It's 4-on-4 hockey here. Early going to the opening period. Flyers trying to get the early jump. A shot deflected on, and Miller is able to sweep that into the corner. Giroux leads it into the corner. James Van Riemsdyk goes to work. Flipped it out in front. All alone. Giroux, backhand, forehand. He hit the goal post. The Flyers can't find it, and the loose puck squirts free. Giroux out of the corner. Oh, he had Ryan Miller down and out.
Oh, my goodness.
Giroux to Carl in the middle. Van Riemsdyk dropped it back for Matt Carl. He's got an angle. He'll wind, take the shot, and deflected wide of the goal, and Tyler Myers is there. Claude Giroux had a 10-bell chance. Now Giroux intercepts a clearing attempt, rolled it out in front. Not able to tip that into the empty net was Van Riemsdyk. In the left corner, Carl tried to reach it. Giroux drags it free again. He tried to go cross ice, put it right onto a stick of the Sabres, and Buffalo's able to clear.
I can't believe he missed that. He had an empty net. There was nothing. He had a foot in front of him. It was almost one of those crazy soccer replays where the guy's an empty net with nowhere to shoot but the net, and he missed it. Amazing.
99 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
In the net.
Sure. 99 out of 100. You're right, Tim.
Thomas Vanek rolls it out in front, just out of the reach of Derek Roy. Roy in the lineup, we said, for the first time since December when he suffered a quad injury. Here's Ville Leno into the Buffalo zone. Put the brakes on to the left corner. Turned it out to the blue line. Kimmo Timonen gives it up. Coburn with a drive. Big save by Miller. Rebound. Timonen's got it. Behind the back pass. Coburn with a drive. Big rebound in front. The Flyers. Leno couldn't find it. And Chris Butler will duck back in behind his own goal.
Great net presence by the Flyers, though, Tim. Right in that crease area. Those rebounds are there to be had.
All right, in a good start. 5 of the first 6 shots of this game belong to Philadelphia. Now Pominville turns it over at center ice. Skating back in. Claude Giroux waiting for help to arrive. He'll just dump it in behind the net. Mazzaros jumps in on the loose puck. Left there for Hartnell. Trying to bank it off the goaltender in front of the net. And the Sabres Sekera skates in behind his own goal. Played it ahead, and it does come at center.
Flyers all over the Sabres early.
Mazzaros right back to Giroux, and he was stripped of the puck as he stepped in. And Buffalo takes over as the 2 men out of the penalty box, Graniani and Danny Briere. We played 5 minutes of this opening period. The Flyers and Sabres no score. Game 7 winner goes on. The loser goes home. Now Van Riemsdyk, Hartnell into the middle. Zherdev couldn't get a shot on goal. Zherdev turned it back out to the left point. Matt Carl couldn't get it through traffic. It's blocked and kicked back to the Flyer line. And Carl gets back there to knock it aside. Over to Sean O'Donnell. Back to Carl. He'll skate right up the middle. Gain the red line. Snaps it in deep. It goes in behind the net. Miller left it for Graniani. Into the corner. He turns it over. Carcillo rolled it out in front. He had Zherdev there, but he couldn't get him to pass. Derek Roy intercepted that. Now a lead pass up the near side, and Buffalo's able to 7 out at center. The Flyers have discovered, though, that they can force these young Sabre defensemen into turnovers.
Yeah, they're young guys, and it's big opportunities. They can turn it over. Here's
another one. Carcillo in the corner was unable to feed the blue line, and Buffalo pounces on the loose puck. Derek Roy turns it up the right wing wall and into the Philadelphia end. Timonen behind his own goal to Coburn. He was hit, played it around to the far side. Flyers couldn't get a stick on it. Now they do. And Carcillo will drive it back to Timonen, who will set it up deeper into his own zone. Flyers get a change made. Coburn waiting for the change to be completed before he skates ahead. Off the left wing, gets to center. He's going to reverse directions with it, and then lost it. Cody McCormick pounces on that and sent it wide of the net. Versteeg on the far wall, hit, and the Sabres from the blue line fired it in behind the net. Matt Carl's got it, long lead pass up the middle and deflected away from Mike Richards. Miller bats it to the corner. Richards turns and protects it there. Played it out to the right point. Here's Carter with the drive, wide of the net, and off the end wall, Miller reaches around with a glove, and we get some pushing and shoving again in behind the Buffalo goal. We get a timeout on the ice. 13-17 to go. It's scoreless in the opening period on the Toyota Flyers Radio Network.
This is the Toyota Flyers Radio Network on 610 WIP. WIP.
Back at Wells Fargo Center with Chris Terry and Tim Saunders. Good early start for the Flyers. They've got 6 shots. Buffalo has 1.
An excellent start by the Flyers. All over Buffalo here early. I just cannot believe Giroux missed what was an empty net. Middle of the net, and I don't know, Tim.
No, but he's been all over the pucks in this early going. It is a sea of orange here at Wells Fargo Center, and they have come to enjoy Game 7 and hope to celebrate the Flyers' entrance into the next round. Here's Sean O'Donnell at his own blue line. Jams it up the left side. Mancari knocked that back to him, and so O'Donnell will regroup. Over to Andre Meszaros. Meszaros was checked. The loose puck out at center ice, and the Flyers, Zherdev laid it back into his own zone. Flyers having a little difficulty breaking up the ice. Now they turn it over at center ice. That's a bad play by Sean O'Donnell. Tyler Myers unable to gain the zone. He was poke checked. And digging it free, Zherdev just unable to get that pass from Giroux. Giroux dug it off the wall and couldn't get it to Zherdev. So that Flyer line will change, and Buffalo sets up.
O'Donnell and Meszaros is playing with that puck a little too much. They got to get it up the ice.
Here's Tyler Ennis. He cuts across the middle at center ice. Got to the Flyer line. Left wing pass, having to take it on the backhand. Niedermayer couldn't get the shot on goal. It's batted back down low into the corner, and Briere pushes it behind the net. Carl steers it up the near side, but Hartnell unable to deflect it out. Now they bat it up the left wing, and Flyers break the other way. Danny Briere up the left wing. He's got Billy Leno going to the net. Drop pass. Hartnell with a shot. Save. It was actually blocked in front by Drew Stafford. Leno's got the puck in the corner. Side of the net. Briere wraparound attempt, and Miller made the save along the ice. Hartnell gets to the loose puck. Leno taken to the ice, and we've got a penalty here, I believe, on Buffalo.
Is it on Miller? Or are they calling that on the Flyers?
Oh, wait a minute. The net is knocked off its moorings. I think that's the only reason for the whistle. There's no penalty.
No penalty, nope.
A Flyer was hit into the net. That was what brought the whistle, as Billy Leno was upended.
Briere had a wraparound chance, and the battle stayed in front. Actually, Danny, I think, just kind of got caught on the other side of the arm of Miller. I think he fell over, and the net got dislodged.
Well, you already said it. The Flyers have shown good net presence already, and that's how they're going to beat Ryan Miller.
Yeah, an outstanding net presence here by Philadelphia early, Tim.
Right, Richards for Steve Carcillo. They win the faceoff in the Buffalo zone. Teaming it point to point. Corbett with a drive off the end wall just wide of the net. And they jam the rebound off of Versteeg. Richards tried to lay it back out in front, unable to complete the pass. Carcillo tipped it back to the line. Tiemann fires intentionally wide. That'll go into the right wing corner. Jochen Hesch knocked the stick out of the hands of Chris Versteeg, and the Sabres dump it behind their own goal and come up the near side. Weber gets it ahead to Derek Roy, and he'll drive it in deep. Turning to play that, Kimmo Timonen. Got it behind the net. Colbert around on the far wall, and Versteeg outlets, but he put it off the stick of Richards. He missed it. And the Flyers regain control and clean house. Timonen right up the middle, off the skate of Dan Carcillo, and Buffalo the other way. Derek Roy is cut off. Lost control as he got to the Philadelphia end. Now it passed through the middle, and good play by Carcillo to tip it away from Mike Briere.
Derek Roy playing his first game, Tim, since before Christmas, coming back from his injury.
And December 23rd, he suffered a torn quad muscle. Now stepping in, Brad Boyce, right wing pass. Briere winds with a shot up high. Boucher's got it in the glove as they crash the front of the net. And Derek Roy gets into it with Andre Meszaros.